Okay, so hello everyone. Today, me and my partner Sonia Bemel want to present you our project, which is a drinking fountains mapping application. My name is Robin Léveillé. I'm working for the City of Montreal. I'm a senior technician. I've worked for the city for about 10 years now. And I'll let my partner Sonia Bemel to present herself.
Yes, thank you, Robin, for the introduction. I am scientific coordinator for the Association for the Protection of the Environment of Lake St. Charles, which is the main drinking water reservoir of the city of Quebec, where I have been working for 10 years now on the protection of source waters destined to consumption for drinking water. So I'm looking forward for Robin to introduce you to our project, which we hope you will adopt.
So first we'll talk about the current issue. That's the main problem, and then we'll talk about the project summary, then the benefits, and then achievement steps to create the application, and then we'll talk about the keys to success, so in order that it really works, and finally we'll see just a little slide with the a brief app preview. So the current issue, like basically the idea came to me when I was working as a leak technician, and I was very thirsty, and I realized that I didn't know where was the closest drinking fountain around me, and that I realized that no tool and no map existed to help me. So I didn't want to buy bottled water. So I had this idea of creating the drinking fountain mapping application. So also in Montreal, I have to say that the drinking fountains, they lack of maintenance, and the access to tap water has been decreasing over the years. Another issue is the climate change. So it's the temperature is getting hotter and hotter like every year. So we need to have a safe and secure access to tap water, like wherever you are in the city. And finally, another problem is the excessive consumption of bottled water. So we have to raise awareness and to restore the public confidence in tap water. So the project summary basically is to create a mobile phone app that displays on a digital map the location of the drinking fountains and with their status. Is it functional? Is it closed? Also on the application, what we could add is the buildings, the municipal buildings open to the public, like the libraries, the cultural sports, the arenas, everywhere where you can find a drinking fountain, with the time slots, like if it's open, if it's closed. So for example, if it's in the night, it's closed, so you cannot go there. So in the project also, we want to involve the restaurants and the cafes, so that they become the official points of access to drinking water for the filling of the reusable water bottle. We would add a sign in their window, and it will be visible in the application. So it's not only the drinking fountain, which the city owns, but also the restaurants. So it would make the application more lively. And finally, the mobile app would also display information pop-ups on the benefits of the municipal water versus bottled water, and other messages related to water preservation. It would be interactive, so people could send their opinion on water quality, some reports, and also they could answer quiz questions. So this last part, it's mainly the objective of Sonia's organization, which like basically we merge our orientation into one project. Okay, then now the benefits. Okay, I will put them all the benefits. First one is the public health. We need fast and effective and increased access to municipal tap water. The second is environmental. We have to reduce the use of non-reusable water bottles for the benefit of tap water. Like the City of Montreal really wants to realize that, to reduce and eliminate the plastic bottled water. And I think that this project really goes and it's pushing in the same direction. Third benefit is we need a platform to spread the information, to raise awareness and help restore public confidence in tap water, because there's so much disinformation and people that think that tap water is no good anymore and contains like bad chemicals and stuff like that. And we have to inform them that actually bottled water can be it's not safer than the tap water. So we have to inform the people on that aspect. And the fourth benefit is to restore, maintain and make drinking fountains more attractive. Like some are defective, and so we have to fix so many, and we have to install like new ones. Like really, we have to spread the network and make it attractive to people. And finally, the last benefit is it's like the smart city concept. We have to use new technologies in order to to give the water more space. So about the achievement steps, I'll go like quickly with every steps, because it can be like a little technical, but basically the phase one is the creation and setting up of the application. So we have first to make the inventory of all existing drinking fountains and make some geo-referencing, because as we will see a little later, the City of Montreal, we know the locations of many drinking fountains, but there's so many like in the east of the city, which is just non-existent on our GIS. So we have to do some geo-referencing. And after that, we have to record the drinking fountain type, just if it's concrete and metal and tap for dog and outside, just the information that we can add in the application. And also its condition. Okay, so we have to make the integration of the data with the digital mapping. And after that, it's the uploading of the app. And then the communications strategy and promotion is going to be very important to advertise the application so that it can be popular and that the people will use it. And then we have to do like continuous update of the application. So it has to to be updated about the status change, the new units, and all the new messages that we want to add, the new contest, new quiz questions, and all this informations. Let's give some examples of the information pop-ups that can be added to the application. And for that part, I will let my partner, Sonia, to do it.
Well, thanks, Robin, for the explanation, because we don't want you only to know where you can get good drinking water from the municipal sources and within restaurants, but we also want you to think about the source when you drink your water. So your source is somebody else's your rejection of drinking water is maybe somebody else's source. As you in Montreal, you receive water from the Great Lakes, and we in Quebec receive water from Montreal. So we want people to be aware of where the water comes from, where it goes to, but we also want them to be aware of that the water we have is very well treated. There's lots of data which is being analyzed. There is a whole bunch of information and treatment and verification of municipal waters, which you actually pay with your municipal taxes. So you can be sure that the water your municipality distributes to you is of good quality. And if ever there were a problem, you would receive an alert. So you have to be aware that when you drink water from the tap or from one of the fountains, that you actually save the water from being polluted by plastic bottles, by the transportation, you reduce greenhouse gases. So it's really important that you know all about this. And so we want you to include in the application all types of information which reminds everybody of what he's doing in favor of the environment when he uses the fountains of the City of Montreal and maybe in the future other cities, and also when he drinks his own water at home at the tap. So we would also like to have an application which is interactive, and that it will allow people to send their appreciation of the water, answer quiz questions with maybe prizes to win. So the idea is to build a platform where we inform people about where you can get your drinking water when you are around the cities, but we also want you to learn more about where the water comes from, where it goes to, and to continuously build up this application as an educational tool at the same time.
Okay. Thank you, Sonia. That's very clear. Now, let's talk about the phase 2, which is very important also. It's the involvement of the businesses. So the participating businesses like the restaurants and the cafes, it can be other types of businesses. They would agree to become, let's say, official tap water access points, displaying a sign in the window that in this place it's possible to refill your bottle there. These businesses would appear on the mapping app with a distinct icon, name, and address. So I think it's a good idea, because it would, for the business, you know, if the name of their business is appearing on the application, so that the people would come in and so they can buy like something else at the same time. So it's kind of a like publicity or advertisement at the same time. And the good point about this is, like I said, it would make like the application, like it would be more complete with more points, so it's more lively. The phase 3 is it's important for the city to it's more like the repair, the maintenance, and the new installations. It's going to be important for us that we can fix and replace all the defective or obsolete drinking fountains. We want to install the new purges. We call this automatic purges in some fountains, because some fountains are very far away in the parks, and they like sometimes the water is a little bit hot, or they can lack of chlorine. So the new idea is to install the purges, so like once in a while it will drain some water and bring in some fresh water in the fountain. Also, we want to make a maintenance program and the regular cleaning. So we would have a dedicated team which will go all around the city for the cleaning and the fixing of the drinking fountains. In areas where the density the density of the access points is low, we want to install the new fountains. And for all the new model, we would opt for a model with a tap for the refilling of the reusable bottles, like we can watching the image just at the right, like where it's possible. Yeah, there's all kinds of new models. There's also like models for outside, for the filling of bottles that we can install. And this model is anti-freezing, so it's interesting. Finally, the keys to success for this application, like I think that it's the commitment of every part. So the Montreal City has to really like provide the data to programmers, the GPS coordinates and the characteristics, pictures of the drinking fountains, to like really give every kind of information, so to make this data open and available for the programmers. It's important that the City of Montreal dedicate some team to work on the maintenance, the fixing, and adding of new drinking fountains. The administrators have to update the application and make it functional. Also, it's very important to have an advertising strategy on social networks and other medias. And I think not only that, you know, we talked about it with Sonia, like when there's special events like the Montreal Marathon, it would be very good idea to advertise the application, and so that people, you know, can download it. And also on the drinking fountains itself, like we can add some sign advertising the existence of the application, and also we can give like other message on this sign, like awareness messages and informations about the sources, the source of water, and the importance of preserving it. So that's the preview of the mobile app. Like basically that's an image that I created with paint. So it's just to give you an idea of, you know, how it could be. So you can see the icons of the drinking fountains and the status, so if it's functional or non-functional. And in the blue in the center is some business, which is the point de remplissage. So it's in French, because I have to say that the just the point is that the language of the app must be French, because since French is the official language of the city for any communication. So, and in the lower part of the image, you can see some message. So this is the kind of pop-up that we could have, like the information messages to raise awareness and to give restore the trust of the people in the tap water. So that's about it.
We would like you to postulate for this project, as we believe it is not only useful for the city of Montreal, but for many other cities, especially if you look at all the potentials of developing additional apps which aim at informing people about the advantages of using tap water. So it's an issue of public health, it's an issue of environment, it's an issue of saving money, and it's an issue about raising awareness on how drinking water is being produced, and what every thing you do in your environment can also impact the drinking water of somebody else. So thank you guys very much.